Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for Survival Saturday, and tonight's topic is after the super hurricane, what are your plans now? And how's everybody doing out there? All right, let me go ahead and get comments here going. All right, first one in was Crew 1351, followed by Diana. Then next was Katie, then Moon over Miami, then Mark at Chef Tech, and then Geeky Gardens. Let's see, everybody's talking back and forth there. Katie's feeling like it's hard for her to breathe and swallow and breathe. She might go back to the hospital again. Okay. Oh, and Cruz says big delay in the countdown. So you might not be seeing this for a couple of minutes because there's a delay going on. YouTube, the last couple of weeks have been, when it goes live, it waits 2-3 minutes before it goes live on your guys' end. So, yeah. And there we go. All righty. So, this is actually one that is probable, and Kaylin said she had a big leg too. Yeah, so everyone hit the live button, get you back up to speed. Get you back up here. All righty. Let's see here. So this is an event that scientists says have happened, and it will happen again. It's just that they don't know when it's going to happen, and then certain things are going to have to be revised when it does happen. Sorry, my hat's all crooked here. Yeah, I gotta look beautiful for you people, All right. One other thing here on it, I forgot to share here. So on it is, and it's warning, possible. No, it is not a possible one. It is a probable event that is not fantasy fear porn because it has happened again. Happened before, will again. And so, yeah, it is going to happen. When it's going to happen, we don't know. And back over here. All right. Tooth by V came in, and Jack says, yeah. Of course, if it's what part on the very, very early part of the hurricane season, you still may be up here in Idaho, Jack. So, let's see here. Let me see if I can go to my thing over and orient the slides. So, how big do hurricanes get? Footprints. I mean, looking from satellite, this is a huge footprint of one, rather big. Probably not quite as big as that one. And Little Lone Prepper came in, and Jack says, Cat 3 is enough for me to leave. Been through too many of them. Yeah. If there's one developing off in between out there in the middle of the Atlantic, that big, yeah, when it hits landfall, it can hit landfall in Panama, centered over Panama, and they would feel it hard in Texas, Oklahoma, and everywhere else. But, listening, I can't even think of his name, remember his name now. Tyson something or other. He's the black astronomer. He was talking about that archaeologists had found evidence of huge, storm type things, and they all seem to be around the same period. So, and he goes, yeah, you look at other planets, even in this solar system, you can see huge storms going on them. All right, let's take a look here farther. Here, come on, let's go. There we go. So currently, right now, we have 5 categories. 1 and 2 are just category 1, category 2. Category 3, major. Category 4, major. Category 5, major. And looking at what they say happens and stuff, once you start getting the major things, it's just, a gamble whether or not your house is going to survive. So let's start up at number 1. Number 1, we're going to ignore the European count on your fingers metrics. We're going to go with miles per hour. And so you got 74 to 95 miles per hour is a category 1. Anything below 74, so 73 and below, is a tropical storm still. Very dangerous winds will produce some damage. Well-constructed frame homes could have damage to roof, shingles, vinyl siding, and gutters. Large branches of trees will snap. Shallow-rooted trees may topple. Extensive damage to power lines and poles. And I froze there for a second. Damage to power lines and power poles will result in outages that could last a few to several days. The next one, category 2, is 96 to 110 miles an hour. So the first one covered a range of 21 miles an hour. This next one covers a range of only 14 miles an hour. Extremely dangerous winds will cause extensive damage. Well-constructed frame homes could sustain major roof and siding damage. Many shallow trees will be snapped or uprooted and block numerous roads. Near total loss of power is to be expected, with outages that could last from several days to weeks. Category 3, major. 111 to 129. So this one, it covers 18 miles per hour difference, where the last one was only 14. Devastating damage will occur. Well-built frame homes may incur major damage or removal of roof, decking, gable ends. Many trees will be snapped or uprooted, blocking numerous roads. Electricity and water will be unavailable for several days to several weeks after the storm passes. All right. Category 4, also major. 130 to 156. So this is 16. So we've gone. Number 2 has a space of 14 miles an hour. 3 has a space of 18 miles an hour. Now we're at a space of 16 miles an hour. Catastrophic damage will occur. Well-built frame houses can sustain severe damage with loss of most of the roof, structure, and or some exterior walls. Most trees will be snapped or uprooted, power lines down, fallen trees. And there's Mark coming in here. Fallen trees, power poles will isolate residential areas. Power outages will last weeks to possibly months. Most of the area will be uninhabitable for weeks or months. Category 5.
Hurricane.
157 miles an hour or higher. So this has no upper limit on it. Catastrophic damage will occur. High percentage of homes will be destroyed, with total roof failure and wall collapse. Fallen trees and power lines will isolate residential areas. Power outages will last for weeks, possibly 2 months. Most areas will be uninhabitable for weeks or months. I would like to propose something here, and I'm not the first one to propose it. Several others have proposed it. Well, it is 156 to 175 miles an hour for this, and category 6 goes from 176 up, and like it would be frame homes will not survive. Some brick and mortar homes will not survive. Some cinder block homes will not survive. Yeah. Waffle House.
Waffle House will definitely survive.
No, it's so bad. Waffle House won't even survive. But and the thing is, though, once you get something up above 176 miles an hour, the circle on it is going to be out farther too. Granted, out at the very edges, it's not going to be that bad. As you get closer to the center, it's going to be cooking. Concrete. Yeah.
Yeah, the pyramids will survive.
Yeah. The bank vault will survive. The rest of the bank won't.
No.
What do we got here? Back in the day, my family went to golf for vacation the day after they left to come home to Iowa. A hurricane hit that area. My wife lost her home in Andrews. She lived in a homestead. Everyone thinks of Florida as the #1 target for hurricanes.
Yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah, and that's because either the west side of the hurricane hits it, or the whole hurricane hits it, or the east side of the hurricane hits it as it nails Texas.
Or South Carolina.
Yeah.
Or Georgia or North Carolina.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the town in Texas, the little island town just off the coast.
I actually talked to somebody down there the other day. I forgot the name of it now.
Yeah. I mean, when it got hit, before it got hit back, I'm thinking 60s, 70s, it looked one way. After it
wiped it off the map. Yeah.
Well, not only did it wipe most of the structures off, it changed the land features of it. It washed a third of the island away.
Yeah. What was that? Hurricane Candace or something?
I looked this up, 3-4 weeks ago when I first did this, and I forgot. All right. Jack says
Padre Island. Yep.
Yeah. And so, I mean, there's just whole shorelines change down there when you get the 4 and 5 category hurricanes. And if you get one that is getting closer to 200 miles an hour winds, that means that water is going to be moving insanely fast, and you're going to get erosion, surface erosion, that's unlike anything before. And that's kind of what we're talking about is a super hurricane or a mega hurricane. Well, I don't want to say that. That'll freak out all of the snowflakes, and they'll blame it on Trump because it's a mega.
Yes, Kaylin, it is actually
I had to go with that.
South Padre Island. She's right. Padre, South Padre. I don't even know if there's a North Padre Island, but it's basically like a protective barrier that runs along most of the Gulf Coast of Texas.
I'm sorry, this is bugging me.
It's right. It's Corpus Christi is right there.
Yeah,
That's not an island though.
No, but it was near there. I'm gonna go back here. Bring this one up here, maybe if I can see it here, so I can see it here. Near Galveston, but also there's another one near Corpus Christi there that this map is not.
That's one big island, but yeah.
Yeah, there's several islands going from Corpus Christi heading northeast. And my thing here froze up. Am I frozen? Can you hear me?
You're frozen, but I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, things acting up. I got to. Chrome has been acting up for the last 2 days really bad. And yesterday and today,
it's Kaylin's fault. We'll blame Kaylin. It's all her fault.
Okay. Shoot. It's shoot. It's got a Chrome not responding bar across this, so I can't even close this other one I was looking at here. I may have to drop out here to restore things. So, Mark, you're going to run with it here?
Sure. I'll sit there and read off the town names on the map here. Boulevard Peninsula? Nah. There's really no islands except for Galveston, which is technically an island.
Okay, here I am back.
Oh, you're there twice. You got a frozen gill and regular gill.
Yeah, so let me remove the other one. There we go. Yeah, and let's. I gotta reshare the screen here.
Yeah, Galveston is an island technically.
I'm losing everything here.
That's because you tried to open too many windows with that crappy internet you got.
No, it's I've closed a lot of windows here. There it goes. But now I'm not showing. My camera dropped out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so my camera's acting up. Let me see if I can fix that here. Yeah, micro stink or I should say macro stink and Chrome's been acting up with stuff, but macro stink has been acting up really bad today and shutting everything down. Camera definition. It's still not bringing it up.
That's right. It's a good still photo of you looking down, gritting your teeth.
Well, in that case, hang on.
There you go. Now you got a raccoon and a state map. It works.
Hang on. Let me. There we go.
Yeah, Little Will Prepper just said, yeah, it was Galveston. Cat 4 hit it. That's when all the hotels and that were just like wiped flat.
Yes, I thought it was Galveston.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The size of it shrunk too, and it was absolutely insane. Now, could you imagine? Or so, hang on, let me get this. Okay, hang on, let me get this going. There we go. Get that back. And that was maximum of 156 miles an hour.
Yeah, but back in that era, everything was built out of like stick frame in all the hotels. There was no concrete. There was no I-beams.
Yeah, but it wasn't 2x4. It wasn't 1.5 by 3.5 inch 2x4s.
No, they were 2x6, 2x8, 2x12, 2x10.
Yeah, it was more like 2.25 by 4.5.
But it was still wood, and the storm surge did a lot of the damage too. So
yeah. Now, could you imagine instead of like I said, 130 to 156 for that, if it was at say that's category 4, if it was up to say 160 176 or 180 wind miles an hour.
Whoops. I'll be right back. I got to go grab a log that fell out. It was too long. It fell out of my burn barrel. I'll be right back.
So, yeah, could you imagine something, that fast with that fast, the storm surge? Yeah, here, the storm surge being pushed by those winds and does a lot of damage. Just ask New Orleans and cities to the east of there. They got hit by Katrina and then Rita. Everyone remembers Katrina, but Rita actually did more damage. So what would be a super or mega hurricane in your, that would cause them to create a new category, a category 6? And what do you think the mile per hour range should be on it, or the changing from category 5 to the new improved category 6? That was sounded wrong. I apologize for that one. New Orleans doesn't count. It's below sea level. Yeah. But yeah, so in the chat, put what you think would be so right now it says 157 miles an hour on up for category 5. Where would it change from a category 5 to a category 6 if they were to put in a category 6 category? I was thinking, like 175 ends 5 and 176 begins 6.
Yeah, they'll probably do 175 to 200. After that, it won't matter anymore. It's like there's a category infinity coming at you. You're going to die.
Yeah. I think it was a... Yeah. But so here's the thing, all right, to contemplate on this. If the hang on, I'm gonna see if I got another photo after this. Nope, I just got the mitigation recovery. Okay, so by the time they hear of one coming in, and by the time they realize it's the speed of it's probably only 4 days away at the most, and all of a sudden you hear it's 180 miles an hour. What are you going to do?
Pack your shit and leave.
Yeah, and all the roads are going to be jammed. All the ones that, we can say we've been through all of them, Those that aren't smart as Jack that knows, it hit category 4, I'm out, or category 3, I'm out of here. And those that wait and say, category 4, I'm out of here. Yeah, by the time they realize, this is going to be a new category. It's called category 6, 180 miles an hour winds. The tidal surges are expected to be 75 feet.
Yes. 75 feet. Well, hopefully emergency management will have their shit together and help everybody get out and not let the roads get clogged up and blocked up. They'll already have stuff open and available.
Yeah,
way out of the way.
Yeah, if the ones in Congress haven't screwed up and pulled all their funding, or made them spend all their funding on something else, so they don't have anybody to actually do their real job. Okay,
most of FEMA won't do anything until they're told to, so they wait until the hurricane's gone before they go in there and say, "Oh yeah, here, sign here, we'll give you $100." Yeah.
Do you know why that is? There's a law called the Stanford Act that says cities, counties, or parishes, and the state have to dedicate all their resources to the prevention and recovery, to beforehand and the recovery afterwards, before FEMA can act.
Yeah.
Now, if they do beforehand, like 3 days before, and they're throwing hey, we've thrown everything at it. We need more money. We need help. Get these people out of here. Then FEMA can step in ahead of time. And that's something.
By the time those 3 days are up, FEMA might be showing up with their trucks and trailers going, "Hi, we're here."
But with that, FEMA, well, here's the thing. If they do that and the president activates FEMA, 4 days beforehand, because the states, those states, and some of the states have said, yes, we need everybody out of Florida. We need, South Carolina. We're throwing everything, all the money we have at it. We need more help and stuff. FEMA can turn to the military and say, get a bunch of, start moving trucks down there, start loading people up and getting them out. That is something FEMA can do. They can take over the military for those type of rescue, or command the military for those type of rescues. They tell them, hey, get them down there now. You got 10 hours to get them down there, to get them loaded up and get people out. That is something most people don't know about.
That's because it's never happened.
It never happens because, we don't want to spend our money. We'll just, everybody evacuate. We're not going to spend our money until we see what happens.
Yeah, and then we'll only give them a couple $100 and make them sign their property away if they don't pay it back.
Yeah. Now, there was a comment here. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the case. Kane set up special needs shelters, wanted plenty of notice. Yeah. Okay, the hurricane come in under Florida, hit Texas, and go up Hurricane Alley into Ohio.
Sure, but they lose strength. This one somehow gains strength at the last minute, which never happens in a mountainous region.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So if it comes in, I forget, they will change it from I think they'll change it from calling it a hurricane once it's so. But if the storm's still cooking, and if it's still dragging moisture behind it like a tail of a comet, sucking it in, all bets are off. But
well, then it becomes a tropical storm with hurricane force winds.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be some other storm with 180 mile an hour winds. It's going to be a crap show. But like Jack says, they decide where they go. Hurricanes go where they decide they go, not where the weatherman said, "Oh, it's going to go here." And the hurricane is flipping off the weatherman. Goes, "No, we're not. We're going to go here." Now, think of it this way. If you have one the size of Texas, hurricane traveling up from Texas up to Ohio,
gaining strength the whole time,
or just maintaining strength the whole time. Of course, depending on other things going on, if you have cold weather coming down from wet weather coming down from the north, mixing with that warm hurricane, you could have some really big storms developing. It could gain strength, but how wide is that going to be? Would that hit? Would Kalen have to shelter out there in Iowa?
Probably.
Would the western side of the Appalachians go? Oh crap! What's happened? This is not supposed to happen on our side of the peaks. Even though occasionally they do get some stuff on, but usually, like you said, once it's on land, it starts dying down. A storm that size of Texas would still be feeding off the Gulf Coast when it got to Ohio. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. I mean, so it's, and then once it gets up to Ohio, where's it going to pull water from?
The Great Lakes.
Yep.
Well, it needs the heat. That and the Great Lakes don't exactly have a lot of heat, so
Don't have a lot of heat, but there could be lake effect winds drawn into that too. So the possibility is that it has happened before, big ones that like some of the scientists guys were saying, over 200 miles an hour, 200.
yeah, but they're only guesstimating based on some kind of historical whatever from the 1700s,
or from
or the
other archaeological things showing why is everything over here down at this level, all the trees, all the remains of trees buried facing this direction on this side, and over there is facing the other direction.
That was because an alien incursion dropped a nuke and wiped out the previous civilization that was on this planet.
Or instead of doing crop circles, they were doing forest circles.
Yeah.
Anyways, so with that in mind, that this is going to be a huge one going up there, and it will make it, before like Jack says, it will still be drawn, feeding off the Gulf till it gets to Ohio. By the time it gets to Maine, it hits back out over water.
It'll just be one giant East Coast nor'easter-looking tropical storm.
It'll probably head on across and hit Greenland and Iceland, but that's not our concern.
That's too cold up there. It won't do that because they only form in warm water, not cold.
Yeah, but it'll still turn from one storm to another storm and
die down. Then it'll whack the United Kingdom.
Yeah. So here in the United States, though, when it's trucking on up there, how is that going to affect the rest of the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii?
Why would Alaska be affected by something going up from Texas to Ohio? Sorry.
Supplies, food.
Oh, well.
The after effect of, the normal shipment of food heading up to Alaska. They're gonna have to scramble to find other sources to get food.
Wait, you mean other countries won't step in and do food drops for us like we do to the rest of the world? Oh, that's right. They won't.
Oh, no, they won't. But so you'll see, like even California, we're not affected by it. All of a sudden, the price of lumber triples in California, or it's all been pulled and shipped eastward.
Yep.
There will be a lot.
There go my plans for my doghouse business. Oh well.
Yeah. So, even if the area was out on the fringe and only got out on the fringe, they only got like category 2 or category 3 winds. They're going to be feeling it, the devastation, because you can kiss all the power infrastructure in that area goodbye.
we had a Cat 3. It was Hurricane David in the mid to late 70s. I think it was like 78, 79 up in Jersey. And it did its share of damage. The eye went right over where we lived. And I think it was only I think by then it was only like a Cat 1 or 2, but it wiped out trees, poles, everything. Our powers. That was the first day of school, and I slept through it. A 12-inch diameter tree landed right next to the house, next to my window. I slept through it. I came outside. I'm looking around like, why didn't anybody wake me up for school? And what the hell happened?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is, Texas oil going to be hurting.
Oil comes from everywhere, believe it or not, but all the refineries, most of the refineries are down on the Gulf Coast. Yeah. And the Jersey coast.
And if you've been watching the TV series Landman, where they're showing the oil pumps way out there, and what do they have powering the oil pumps? big wind turbines because they can't
Yeah.
get the city out there to it. So they build wind farms to power the pumps and stuff.
Gee, just think with that much energy, think of how fast they could pump.
think about how fast those turbines are going to come off and turn like a beanie cap,
Yeah.
just spinning around.
Was that a UFO? No, that was one of the windmill vanes flying by at Mach 3.
So yeah, the thing is to consider that most people don't consider that they need to consider, and I've talked about this before, how major disasters in the Gulf Coast and East Coast areas, mainly hurricanes, can cause problems across the United States in the supply chain. And it's not just stuff the stuff stuff being diverted from the West Coast, from Montana, the Dakotas, Wyoming, stuff, and being diverted to the East Coast for rebuilding. The ports on the East Coast or in Texas could be gone, depending on which path. If it chooses to take the Long Island Express path, Texas dodged the bullet on that one. Mainly, they're still going to get a lot of wind damage from something huge and monstrous, such as that. Look, come on, where is it?
Yeah, you had it.
Something huge like that going up the coast. Yeah, it's going to, that's a little overboard, but you know what I mean. If a big one goes by, it's going to affect all of it. So
just get that thing churning out in the mid-Atlantic somewhere, and just the waves alone and the bands of rain would be enough to flood the coasts on both sides of the pond.
Yeah. So if the I'm trying to think of the main port in South Carolina, or is it in North Carolina?
Well, you got the naval bases in Virginia. There is one in North Carolina.
The shipping port,
right,
where a lot of the ships come in in the southern United States down there on the Atlantic coast.
Well, you got Port Newark and Elizabeth in Jersey and the edge of New York. That'll get. Well, I got ruined that one nor'easter we had in 91. That's
right.
when the subways were flooding.
Okay. Let me look this up at large. So, east. And spelling it out here, folks. Give me a second. Savannah, Georgia. Port of Savannah is the largest container port in the U.S. Southeast. Yeah, Savannah's the big one down there. So Savannah, if Savannah, the port at Savannah gets taken out, we're not receiving any supplies coming in there.
Nope. Just up in Port Newark and a couple other small ones up the coast.
Yeah. Unless, of course, this thing decides to go up the coast and have the eye of the hurricane sitting right on the beach line as it goes up the Long Island Express. So it's reaching out 150 miles or 200 miles inland and still pulling water from 200 miles out in the ocean. That, that devastation is going to be absolutely horrendous the entire time. But
you know what? If the eye parks itself just on the edge of DC, most of us will be happy.
In newsflash, Hurricane Trump has settled over DC and is pausing there for the next week.
And the Potomac River is now the Potomac Ocean.
Yeah. But sorry, I had to laugh about that one. I'm sorry. I know I got a warped sense of humor. Yeah, there are a lot of more ports, but if it takes out the big ones, it's probably going to take out a lot of the little ones too. And it does the Long Island Express where it goes right on up and passes, the eye of it passes right over, between Manhattan Island and the
Long Island. Yeah,
you know,
Long Island and
Long
yeah,
Island
Manhattan
thing,
Sound.
passes right up and keeps on going up to Maine with 180-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, have you ever seen the videos of like those giant cranes they use for unloading cargo ships
They're gone.
getting literally knocked over?
Oh,
And we're talking in like 120 mile an hour winds.
and Howie's here.
What's up, Howie?
So the damage, forest, the physical damage on the East Coast, the damage to is going, for homes and stuff is one thing. The damage to infrastructure is a whole nother can of worms. And once the damage to electricity itself is going to be devastating for months. Not like it says here. It's like here. Where is it? Power outages will last for weeks to possibly months. And it'll be months to maybe a year or more for some areas.
Depends on what got hit, how it got hit, how hard it got hit, and
and how much water got into all the electronic components.
Yeah, they may have the power plant may survive, but none of the infrastructure around it will.
Yeah. So everyone think about, all right, if you hear someone saying, well, that's the thing about giving this a new classification is classification category 6 hurricane coming towards the Gulf Coast. Yeah, I don't care if you're in California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas. You better be stocking up on stuff that you have already in your area. Because
but if it hits you, that stuff you just stocked up is like you got to leave it and run.
Yeah, if you're in the area that shows the possible paths for it. Hey, if anybody on the channel here, if you got a camper trailer, I got a hookups for you here in Idaho. So you it's like, all right, file an insurance claim now ahead of time and start looking for
the good news is my 6x10-foot aluminum trailer I tow behind my little Ranger will hold about probably about 2 years of my freeze-dried food without really adding too much weight to it.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you can evacuate up, like Marcus up in Pennsylvania, Ohio, West Virginia, if you it's coming up that area and they say it's going to be this and you feel you need to evacuate the area, Jack, how fast usually do the hurricanes move once they hit land?
They usually speed up. Once they start to break up and decompose, they start the winds deteriorate a little bit, but the speed of the eye or the low pressure, that usually speeds way up. I've always seen that.
Yeah. It's like, it's coming around the tip of Florida and heading right up towards Corpus Christi and between Corpus Christi and Galveston, and they're saying this is the plot. It's coming up here and it's going to go right on up to Ohio. You probably have, before it hits shore, 4 days to get the heck out.
Yeah, where are you going to go? Because you don't know where the hurricane's going.
Yeah, but if you're in the path of where they're showing there, it's like, okay, head west. That's, load up what you can and head west. Okay, anywhere between 20 and 40 miles an hour when they cross Florida. If they're a few miles off the coast, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Okay, even if it's traveling 60 miles an hour, in 10 hours, you can go 600 miles. If you're up in like up above where it normally doesn't go, you can probably get out of the way. But what that's where it's if I have to bug out, I'm not loading my jars. I'm going to eat mom's food for a while. Yeah. And it's one of those things is like, okay, do I have to make, I can't, you can't see me making a loop. So do I have to go north before I go west to get around the peripheral pinwheel of it so I travel faster? And the thing is, I can guarantee you that at least 95%, if not more, of the people aren't going to flee the area up once you get far enough inland towards Ohio, because they're going to think it's never going to get here. But then we're talking the super volcano, the super hurricane, the mega hurricane, the one that's setting new records on everything. And if that one does make it all the way up to the Great Lakes on up to and back out over Maine and back out Prince Edward Island and stuff, yeah, there's going to be such devastation. A lot, some areas, some people, if it's coming up through Ohio and you're on the east side of the Appalachian Mountains, you might do okay. You'll probably do better than those on the west side of the Appalachians. Mississippi Valley, parts of it is just going to be so screwed. It's not like a Cat 5 tornado. This has water flying in there with everything else, and you're probably going to get in the center of it a lot of high-speed stuff. And in that tornado alley, there's no telling what that's going to spawn down on the ground and coming up from the ground. Some of the scientists and stuff I was reading stuff on, they're like, they just threw their hands up saying, we don't know. We've never seen anything like that in that area, but we can conjecturize that because of what normally happens, with the tornadoes doing this, that, and the other, going one direction one time and turning and making a left turn, going back the other way, back on itself and for 20 minutes and turning and going the other way again. It's like that whole area through the central Mississippi Valley there is, it's just weird land for weather, for the way stuff moves. So with that said, folks,
we're screwed. No matter where you go, Gil, we're screwed.
Yeah, even up here in Idaho, we're gonna feel it up here. It's gonna be like as soon as it hits shore and it starts going up, and if they say it's taking out stuff, we will be buying a 1 or 2 cows and taking them to the butcher and getting some more chest freezers, because we have enough solar here to run 10 times the chest freezers we have. We may not have power in the house. We would be using candles and oil lamps and stuff, but we'll have those chest freezers running. And so it's going to be one of those things that, guys, we can hear you. Can you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
See, they said they can hear you. That's what, yeah, it's, like I say, my wife and I, we have contingency plans for stuff that will probably never happen. Hopefully never will. But we have contingency plans. Probably the same thing up here in Idaho Falls and in Pocatello. You probably send a lot of the toilet paper that way too.
All the supplies head towards where they need it, or at least the closest open place.
Yeah. Yeah, but before it hits landfall and stuff, and if it's already that big, and it's talking about giving a new category size, yeah, there'll be time. All right, I got 6 cases of toilet paper out in the shop. I got 8 cases of. Hang on a second here.
Hmm. They're getting a little rambunctious out there.
So we'll pick up. I think I got like 8 cases of paper towels in the shop out there, up in the rafter storage. So we will, we might tap on a few more things to get that ways wise. We may wind up getting a case or two of powdered milk, and we got tons. We got tons of almost tons of rice, wheat berries, and stuff like that. But yeah, something like that is going to put a hurt on a lot of stuff for quite a while. We'll probably also head up to Winco and buy a couple cases of mashed potatoes too. But yeah, if it's something that bad, it's going to affect the whole country, supply chain wise, food wise, for at least 5 years. Because
yeah, something close to that anyway.
Yeah, 4, 3, 4 years, 5 years. Depends how fast things are able to be brought up online and how fast areas that were not affected by it, farmers are going to say, screw this. I'm not taking that subsidy to not grow food. I'm going to grow food and be shipping it and selling it to co-ops and stuff, because they know they will be able to get more food going out there and get more money for it. But
that's a matter for all the logistics centers with all the supplies in it. If they get affected, then yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Hang on, let's see if I can do this here. Am I coming? Let me see if I fixed that. Nope, it's still not doing it. I tried fixing the camera. Oh, it's still not doing it. Because that's where on my green screens where I have some of the underground facilities in the limestone caverns up there on the eastern side of the Mississippi, where a lot of the shipping, the trucks go into these stockpile stuff and they redistribute it from there to the stores and stuff and the wholesale places.
It's just a stopping point for the thousands of miles of underground tunnels and cities that the government already has.
Yeah. Rail transit would be screwed. Most of the transcontinental rail stuff is, I think it goes through Ohio and over to near Chicago and stuff. But yeah, we're still recovering from Irene down here, and that was a few years ago. Yeah. So yeah, things, it's going to affect everyone for a while. So that's one of the things we need to pay attention to here. Let me check one thing here. All right. Yeah. So the main goats for milk, butter, cheese, meat, chickens, meat and eggs. Dig a cave where the sun hits the opening first thing in the morning. Save seeds. Yeah. And sheep help out too, because sheep keep the grass mowed down where the goats won't eat the grass. But you can also get milk from sheep, and you get wool from sheep. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That cave thing kind of bothers me. If there's like that much water and rain coming, your cave is going to flood unless you dug into the side of a mountain somewhere.
Yeah. Coming up here. Let's see here. Monday on Camp Pat Family Compound, the topic is canning drinks. Tuesday here on Gray Man Prepping is 20 days to get home. You have 90 minutes to get your supplies and then 20 days to walk home because the roads are going to be nada. Thursday's the midnight ride. Next Friday on Camp Patton is Pole Barn Evolution. And then next Saturday here, this was a viewer suggested one. After cloning, what are your plans? After people cloning, what are your plans? What was that movie? The Island. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's a sci-fi one where the island is full of clones for people living elsewhere, the rich. So, somebody's getting off the island. No, they're going to have organs harvested so people can live longer elsewhere. All righty, that's what's coming up. Hopefully I'll have that camera fixed by Monday. Figure out what the heck's going on here with it. I think it's all part of Microsoft screwing stuff up because I figured out a way to keep them from activating their updates. Yeah. And I just every 12 hours I change my time of in use from like 9 a.m. to from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Then from 9 p.m. to 1 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It still loads up the update and just gives you the thing saying, "Hey, you need to reboot for the updates to work."
I go through and delete most of the updates, but they've been doing something weird elsewhere that I can't get to. And Tammy just came in. So yeah, we'll yeah. Hopefully I can get this camera working by I just had a thought. No. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this going by Monday, so I'm not using the avatar. And hopefully I can get everything figured out. So everyone, remember, stay happy, stay safe, keep adding to your preps. Oh, let's be around that don't know about StreamYard. Yeah, I have to check with StreamYard about that before I switch to Linux. I was thinking about that. So everyone,
Linux, Linux, not Linux.
Linux. It's Linus with peanuts.
What Linex is what they spray in the bed of your truck. It's like rhino lighting.
Yeah. Oh, just left them Mitten Homesteaders. Oh yeah. All right, everyone. We will see you Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound for the Monday Fire Chat, and we will be doing canning drinks on Monday. So take care, and we'll see you around.
Have a good night.
And let's see how long this takes.